Welcome in everyone. In today's video, we're doing a map breakdown for Zero Sievert's first map called Forest. We'll be going over everything you need to know about the map, such as major and minor points of interest, what kind of loot to expect and where you'll find it, and any enemies or bosses you might encounter while exploring. And seeing as how this is our starter map, I'll also throw in some beginner quest locations to help the new players in their first runs. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Forest is a medium-sized map that's unsurprisingly mostly made up of a forest. Since it's the game's first map, there's not a whole lot of good loot, nor are the enemies too tough. For enemies, expect to run into wildlife such as wolves and boars, especially when you're roaming through the trees. You'll find a lot of low-tier bandits guarding the various major and minor points of interest, who mostly use low-tier weapons and tier 1 or 2 armor. There are also some green army soldiers that guard outposts, and use mid-tier weapons with tier 2 or 3 armor. There is also the map's boss Lazar, who uses a powerful ZZ Vel and wears class 4 armor. Lazar is always accompanied by his 4 guards who use mid-tier weapons and tier 2 or 3 armor, and are located in the center of the village. Further elaborating on the village, it is one of the 2 main points of interest on the map. It's easily identified on the map by the dark gray area that reflects the streets and driveways of the village. In the village, there are numerous houses that may have a lootable duffel bag inside. The village is also crawling with numerous ghouls, so be prepared for some close quarters engagements. And as previously stated, Lazar and his guards are holed up in the village center, defending the police station. Should you take down Lazar and his group, you can make your way into the police station to loot numerous filing cabinets and a medical bag. You can also unlock the police station armory using the key that Lazar always drops to loot additional safes, medical crates, and weapon crates. The second point of interest on this map is the Sawmill, which is identified by a giant light gray chunk on the map. The Sawmill consists of the main building and a number of smaller warehouses that contain a number of toolboxes and filing cabinets. There are also toolboxes scattered around the south area of the Sawmill. The outer Sawmill is guarded by a large number of bandits, 2 of which are tougher than the rest and are equipped with mid-tier weapons and tier 3 armor. Inside the Sawmill are more bandits, as well as even more lootable containers such as filing cabinets, toolboxes, and some electronic boxes. That wraps up the major POIs, so let's move on to the lesser POIs. These are the POIs that are randomly scattered throughout the map and aren't as easily identified on the map like the major POIs. First up, you can find various outposts randomly scattered around the map. Most are guarded by low-tier bandits and have a few different layouts. Generally speaking, however, they all have a decent amount of loot containers, mostly being medical boxes, toolboxes, and filing cabinets. There is also a green army outpost that is more fortified than the ruined bandit outposts. It's defended by a number of mid-tier green army soldiers and has some good loot between what the soldiers have and the loot boxes in the outposts, which consists of attachment, medical, tool, and electronic loot containers. Don't be too gung-ho as you're approaching this outpost, however, as the Green Army faction will not fire at you on sight unless you've sided with their rival faction, which doesn't happen until mid-game. There are a bunch of abandoned houses scattered throughout the map as well, some of which may have a lootable duffel bag inside. One of these houses isn't abandoned though and actually has a friendly NPC named Igor inside. Igor offers you a quest, and once completed, he'll scavenge items for you every raid should you visit his house, which will be marked on your map after your first visit. The last small POI on this map is the Ghoul Den, which is just a cave that's filled with ghouls. There's no loot to be had here as its only purpose is for a quest. And before we finish wrapping up the video, here's a few quest locations for those starter quests on Forest. When you're searching for wolves for your very first quest, stick to looking in areas with lots of trees, as that's where packs of wolves will spawn. You'll hear them howl when you get close. The valuable item quest is found in the southeast section of housing. The stash will be a green bag near one of the houses. The lost information quest is inside the Sawmill. The flash drive is in a safe in a room just before the bathroom in the northeast area of the building. If you guys found the video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you guys feel like I missed anything important, or feel free to ask a question about some quest that you're struggling with in the forest. I'll do my best to help you guys out, as I was once at that point too and know that it was rough sometimes. Good luck out there and happy scavenging.